John's disciples reported this to him. So when he heard in prison what the anointed was doing, John called two of them up to himself and sent them out to ask the Lord, "Are you the one for whom we were waiting, or ought we to seek another?" After the men had gotten to Jesus, they said, "John the Baptist has sent us here to ask of you, are you the one who was to come, or should we wait for someone else?" Right away, Jesus healed many people who were afflicted by all manner of diseases, ailments, and evil spirits, and he gave sight to many of the blind. Then Jesus said to the messengers, "Go back to John and let him know all that you have seen and heard. The blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cured, the deaf now hear, the dead are raised, and the gospel is preached to the poor. How blessed is he who does not take offense at me." As the disciples of John were walking away, Jesus started speaking to the gathering about him. "What did you go out into the wilderness to see anyhow? A mere wind-shaken reed? If this is not the case, then just what were you looking for? A man bedecked in silky smooth finery? Leaders then, and prominent men? Of course you didn't, for truth is lost on those who dress comfortably in magnificent costly apparel and live luxuriously in royal palaces. What did you go all that way for then? To see a prophet? That's right, and much more than a prophet, I can assure you, because this is the one about whom it is written in the place where it says, 'I am going to send my messenger ahead of you, who will ready the way that lies before you.' Adam rose out of an immense vitality and an incredible abundance, but he proved to be less worthy than you. For had he been of a comparable worth, he would never have tasted of death. I am telling you the truth when I say that from Adam down to John the Baptist, no one who is born of women has come along who is so great that he should not feel compelled to lower his eyes to John the Baptist. Even so, whoever is least in God's heavenly kingdom and becomes a child will recognize the kingdom and become more illustrious than he. For from the time of John the Baptist, even to this very day, the kingdom of heaven has been suffering violence, and men of violence have seized it by force. For the law and the prophets prophesied all the way down to John, and he is that Elijah whose arrival was foretold, if you can but accept it. Anyone who has ears will hear." And everyone, even the tax collectors, recognized the truth of God's way when they heard the words that Jesus spoke, for John had baptized them. But the Pharisees and scribes, in refusing the baptism of John, rejected God's design completely on their own. What's a good thing for me to compare this generation with? They are like children sitting in the marketplaces, calling out to one another, "We played a flute, but you did not dance," and "We sang a dirge, but you did not weep." John, you see, did not come eating bread and drinking wine, and they say he's demon-possessed. But the Son of Man did come eating and drinking, and they say, "Look, he's a glutton and a drunkard, a companion of tax collectors and sinners." Wisdom, however, is defended by her children and vindicated by her deeds.